A number of exceptional and uncommon American automobiles were produced between the years of 1950 and 1970. This isn't your average classic. It's the kind of thing collectors fantasize about. Let's have a look at 15 incredible and unusual vehicles from this illustrious period in automotive history. Could you tell me how many? Okay, let's get started. Number 1. 1953 Eldorado Cadillac. When it came to 1950s opulence and exclusivity, the Cadillac Eldorado from 1953 was unrivaled. It was the first Eldorado model from Cadillac, and with just 532 made, it was both uncommon and expensive. Only the wealthy could afford it, costing more than $7,000, a mind-boggling sum at the time. Its convertible top exemplified 1950s glitz. Its chrome-laden design was one of the industry's first, and its first wraparound windshield was another notable feature. The Eldorado was more than just a pretty face. It had a 331 cubic inch V8 engine that could crank out 210 horsepower. The Eldorado's allure was amplified by the fact that it was owned by famous people like Frank Sinatra and other Hollywood stars. Being one of the most sought-after vehicles of its era, thanks to its unique combination of innovative design, high-end features, and extreme rarity, it is now considered a genuine collectible. Number 2. Mark II 1956. Continental exuding grace and refinement, the 1956 Continental. Mark II was a labor of love. This car was created by Ford's Continental division to compete with Rolls-Royce in terms of exclusivity and elegance. Produced in extremely limited quantities, less than 3,000, it quickly became a status symbol. It drew A-listers like Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, and the Shah of Iran due to its exorbitant price tag of over $10,000, which was a huge sum in the mid-1950s. With authentic chrome trim and plush leather seats, each vehicle was painstakingly built. Hand-fitted components added an extra level of luxury. Mark II vehicles were equipped with a robust 368 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 285 horsepower. It wasn't only the power, though. The car stood out in an age when fins and chrome were all the rage thanks to its subtle elegance. It was one of the most elegant American-made automobiles of all time thanks to its simple, classic design. Number 3. A Studebaker Avanti from 1963. An automobile that defied all convention was the 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Raymond Loewy's futuristic design and the car's fiberglass body made it stand out. The Avanti's state-of-the-art performance matched its creative design thanks to its supercharged 289 cubic inch V8 engine that pushed out 290 horsepower. It was promoted as a personal luxury performance vehicle and could reach speeds of up to 120 miles per hour, making it one of the quickest American automobiles of that era. Studebaker discontinued production after just 4,643 units were constructed, despite their goal to develop something remarkable. Disc brakes, a roof-mounted roll bar, and instrumentation reminiscent of aeroplanes were among the new innovations offered by the Avanti, which went beyond mere speed. Because of its innovative design and innovative features, this car was ahead of its time and is now highly sought after by collectors and enthusiasts. Number 4. 1955 Shelby GT350. The pinnacle of Mustang collector cars is the 1965 Shelby GT350. It was Carroll Shelby's dream to transform Ford's pony car into a race-ready racer, and that dream came true with this performance-oriented vehicle. Produced in 1965 in just 562 pieces, it is among the rarest Mustangs ever made. An astonishingly powerful number given its size, the GT350's 306 horsepower came from a modified 289 cubic inch V8 engine. A high-rise intake manifold, a modified Holley 4-barrel carburetor, and side-exit exhaust pipes were some of the racing components that contributed to its vicious rumble. The car became instantly recognizable because to its distinctive Wimbledon white paint job accented with blue racing stripes. From the inside out, it was performance-oriented and simple, with an emphasis on minimizing weight. For racing car-like cornering, it even featured a live rear axle. Because of its exceptional handling, dependability, and speed, the GT350 became famous on the racing circuit. It is one of the most sought-after automobiles in automotive history due to its rarity and racing background. Number 5, L88, a 1967 Chevy Corvette. When it comes to muscle vehicles, the 1967 Chevrolet Corvette L88 is one of a kind. Designed only for use on racetracks, only 20 units were ever manufactured. No mistaking it, this automobile was a beast, and Chevrolet purposefully downplayed its power to deter casual customers. A 427 cubic inch V8 engine, rated at 430 horsepower by Chevrolet for insurance purposes, secretly produced more than 500 horsepower. A racing camshaft, aluminum heads, and a robust cooling system were among its high-performance accessories. To further reduce weight and improve performance, the L88's basic design was carried over into its cabin, which was devoid of any kind of radio, air conditioning, or heater. From the outside, it looked just like the second-generation Corvette, a slick, muscular machine with chrome details and the signature split-pane rear window. Auction prices for L88 Corvettes are in the millions of dollars, making them one of the most sought-after Corvettes of all time. Its racing heritage, rarity, and raw power have all contributed to its standing as an iconic American vehicle. Number 6442, Hurst Olds 1969. In 1968, Hurst Olds produced a 442 that was far from ordinary. Working along with George Hurst, this limited edition Oldsmobile elevated the 442 to unprecedented levels of performance. It became one of the most rare muscle cars of its time due to the low production run of 515 units. There was a massive 455 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood, producing 390 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. It came standard with a Hurst dual-gate shifter, which was revolutionary for its day, letting drivers choose between automatic and manual shifting modes. The car's striking combination of silver and black paint with gold accents gave it an immediate identity. A fiberglass hood, functioning hood scoops, and modest Hurst badging contributed to its muscular appearance. Performance fans loved the Hurst Olds 442 because it was remarkably agile for its size and wasn't only fast in a straight line. This muscle car from the late 1960s is now a sought-after collector's item due to its rarity and strong demand. Number 7, the Plymouth Superbird from 1970. The extraordinary aerodynamic design of the 1970 Plymouth Superbird has made it one of the most iconic vehicles of all time. The Superbird had a distinctive appearance because to its large back wing and pointed nose cone, and it was designed to rule NASCAR. Because Plymouth had to conform to NASCAR's homologation standards, only 1,935 vehicles were manufactured. The most desirable of the 3 available engines was the renowned 426 HEMI V8, which produced an incredible 425 horsepower. For its day, this allowed the Superbird to reach speeds of almost 150 miles per hour. Thanks to aerodynamic modifications, its daring design wasn't for show. It was very stable even at high speeds. Richard Petty's success with the Superbird solidified the car's place in NASCAR lore. The Superbird had great racing success, but its unusual appearance made it difficult to market to the general public. But now, thanks to its legendary history and extreme rarity, it's one of the world's most expensive muscle cars. Number 8, Hudson Hornet Special 1954. Among 1950s performance automobiles, the 1954 Hudson Hornet Special stood head and shoulders above the crowd. The Hornet became an unstoppable racing machine thanks to Hudson's groundbreaking step-down design, which lowered the car's center of gravity, improved handling, and made it more agile. Throughout the early 1950s, the Hornet, equipped with a twin-H-power 308 cubic inch inline-six engine, ruled stock car racing and won numerous championships. To compete with bigger and more powerful rivals, it was one of the few non-V8 vehicles that could be considered competitive. An even rarer option for those looking to boost performance was the Hornet Special, which came with lighter materials and an enhanced suspension. Hudson made the Hornet a real driver's automobile by putting an emphasis on speed and agility rather than fins and chrome, as other manufacturers did. Although Hudson's 1954 merger with Nash ended manufacture of the Hornet, it remains one of the most legendary race cars of all time. It is now a highly sought-after artifact that symbolizes the pioneering spirit of American automobile manufacturers. Number 9. First Stage 1971 Buick GSX. In response to the muscle car conflicts, Buick released the incredibly powerful 1971 GSX Stage 1. With its 455 cubic inch V8 engine and reputed 455 horsepower, 360 horsepower, the Stage 1 package elevated the already remarkable GSX to new heights. However, true fans of the vehicle estimate a far more respectable 400 to 410 horsepower and a colossal 510 pound-feet of torque. The 1971 GSX is among the most uncommon muscle cars ever made, with only 124 units manufactured in Stage 1. It stood out from other, more understated Buicks with its aggressive design, which included GSX badging, a rear spoiler, and strong stripes. The car's advanced features, such as a comfortable ride, functional hood scoops, and a heavy-duty suspension, made it more than simply a powerhouse. The gentleman's muscle car was Buick's marketing slogan for this vehicle, which combined elegant design with stunning acceleration. Because of its relative opacity in comparison to other high-profile vehicles, such as the Chevelle SS and the Plymouth Roadrunner, the GSX Stage 1 is even more rare and mysterious, despite its remarkable powers. Thanks to its rare blend of power, exclusivity, and Buick luxury, this once sleeper muscle car is now a collector favorite. Number 10. Daytona 1969 Dodge Charger. A legendary street car, the 1969 Dodge Charger. Daytona was an icon in NASCAR. A big rear wing and a pointed nose cone allowed the aerodynamically minded Daytona to slice through the air with ease. The Daytona was the first NASCAR car to reach 200 miles per hour, a feat that was validated by its performance on the track and its revolutionary design. Both the renowned 426 Hemi and the more modest 440 Magnum V8 offered customers mind-blowing power. For its day, the 425 horsepower Hemi model could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in little over 5 seconds. The Daytona is among the most coveted and rarest muscle cars of all time, with only 503 vehicles manufactured to fulfill homologation regulations. Though divisive in its day, its unique design, which included an enormous rear wing, is now lauded as a technical triumph. The Daytona solidified Dodge's place in American automobile history, whether it was on the street or the track. Number 11, the Chrysler 300C of 1957. As one of the illustrious letter series vehicles, the 1957 Chrysler 300C is generally regarded as an early example of a genuine muscle car. The standard for high-performance luxury vehicles was set by its angular design and tremendous power. The 300C was the most potent American production automobile of its time because to its 392 cubic inch HEMIV 8 engine, which produced an incredible 375 horsepower. Chrysler provided a dual carburetor variant with 390 horsepower for individuals who wanted even more power. The car's aggressive posture, wide grille, and striking tail fins were as eye-catching as its performance. Its plush interior, with features like electric windows and leather upholstery, expertly combined speed with luxury. With a production run of just 1,918 units, the 300C is now one of the most coveted classic cars in the world. As a representation of Chrysler's technical supremacy in the 1950s, it is a beloved among collectors because to its potency, rarity, and innovative design. Number 12. Trans Am Pontiac Firebird from 1969. A legendary Pontiac Firebird Trans Am was born in 1969. After years of struggling in the muscle car market, Pontiac finally broke through with the introduction of the Trans Am, a performance-oriented package for the Firebird. Produced in such small numbers in its first year, this particular Trans Am is among the most uncommon examples of its kind. The standard engine for the Trans Am was a 400 cubic inch Ram Air 3 V8 that could produce 335 horsepower. The more potent Ram Air 4 model, which offered an astounding 345 horsepower, was also available to buyers. Drivers had complete command of the vehicle's raw power because to the four-speed manual transmission that came standard with both engines. A functional rear spoiler and hood scoops complemented the Trans Am's distinctive white and blue paint scheme, giving it a sporty appeal. Its performance and aesthetic design meant it could tackle winding country roads just as well as straightaways. Due to its extreme rarity, the 1969 Firebird Trans Am is now considered a collector's item, and it was the first model of what would become a legendary American muscle car brand.